Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Listen, we got some major upsets today, and we got to talk about it, man. We got to talk about USC's game, what all we need to do in preparation for this game. We need to talk about how we don't need to take this team for granted. Come on, everybody. Come on in, everybody. We definitely don't want to take this team for granted by no means necessary, by any means necessary. We got a big-time game, Utah State, and as I stated before, I'm going to wait for a couple of people to come on in. I am lost in the away room. I'm down. Hey, look, man, I'm downstairs, man. I'm downstairs. I'm watching college. I'm going to show you guys in a second. I'm downstairs watching college football, man, and I got to kind of – you see I brought my microphone. I brought everything down here, man. So, look, we got a different setup today. I plugged it in. I got my laptop here. Hey, we're straight up go time. But listen, we got a major game today. And you're looking at the landscape of college football right now. There are some teams that are absolutely lost in the sauce. Let me greet some people real quick as they come in because, wow, all I can say this too. I'm going to definitely say this. I feel great right now about USC chances with everything. Listen, I'm about to officially change my prediction to 12-0. I'm sorry. I'm changing. 12-0 is what I feel like we're going to do. But we got to get past this game. It's got to be one game at a time. Let me say what's up to everybody. Daniel, what's up, my man? What's up? What's the word? Brian, what's going on? I'm gonna put the link in here so a couple of people can come in and you guys can actually we can talk about this, man, because not only do I want to do some pregame stuff, but I want to hear from you guys. You guys tell me what you think. I'll put it in there, man. The first one that comes in, you guys can come on in and tap in. We just gonna do a little pregame thing. Big Corey, what's the word, my man? What's up with you, bro? I think we could beat anyone. Hey, Corey, I feel you, bro. If you want to come in and talk about it, man, you can come in, turn your camera on, you can turn it off. Come on in, my man. Come on in. Steve, what's up? What's up with you, man? Mike, what's the word? Listen, I'm feeling so confident right now from everything I've seen today. Michigan, I'm currently watching Notre Dame right now. Notre Dame is I don't even understand. I mean, this is Northern Illinois. But what happened to Michigan? Wow. I want to know from you guys, how do you guys feel Michigan is compared to Texas is compared to USC? Do you guys feel like USC has more weapons than Texas? The way Texas boat raced Michigan at home, listen, I think we should feel real good about where Michigan is right now. I did want Michigan to win because I wanted them to represent the Big Ten. So it's kind of like a bittersweet thing for me. But, hey, the way, I feel great about it from what I saw, though. Michigan is absolutely lost in the sauce. I mean, we saw last week against Fresno State how they absolutely struggled. So I'm going to greet a couple of more people. We'll talk about that. Yo, what's up, Robert? What's the word? What's the word? Johnny, what's up? What's up? Natasha, how you doing? I'm going to, hey, represent. Fight on from Georgia. Hey, fight on. Absolutely, fight on. Eddie, all teams on USC. Hey, listen, man, I'm officially, as of right now, the USC pregame show, I'm officially changing my prediction. I said 10-2, and I'm asking the Lord for forgiveness right now. Lord, forgive me for saying 10-2. I'm changing my prediction right now to 12-0. I'm sorry, I got to do it. Right now, and I'm not being cocky, I'm not being overly confident, but I just feel real comfortable with where we at. Oh my God, USC priority, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. I saw that fool. Hey, you sending me this food, man, unbelievable. Hey, yes, 12-0. Hey, what's the word, man? 12-0. I'm officially changed. The pregame show of Utah State, I am officially changing my prediction. You guys that are just coming in, I'm somewhat lost in the sauce. I'm downstairs watching football on my big TV, and so I had to transfer everything down here. Jay, are you going to the game? No, man, I'm not. Michigan sucks. Penn State struggle. Notre Dame is struggling. Cal is punching Auburn in the mouth. Listen, college. Hey, look, and I'm gonna say this, man, and I'm not being. Please don't think I'm being biased. I'm not. From the most balanced team in the country that I saw so far, all across the board, hands down, on both sides of the ball. And I'm not saying this. Don't say I'm a homer. It's USC. Just from a balance standpoint, both sides of the ball. I feel so. I'm telling you, I feel good about what we've seen. Now, don't get it twisted. I think this Utah State team is a very explosive team. I told you guys yesterday in my video, over 600 and some yards, 642 yards total offense from this team. The quarterback, Bryson Barnes, is an explosive quarterback. He can run up the middle. He ran for, I think, 88 yards. And so we cannot take this team for granted. We can't take Bryson Barnes for granted. They got a little explosive wide receiver / running back, wherever he is. He's very explosive. He extremely fast up the sideline. So look, we cannot take anything for granted as it relates to Utah State. Absolutely, we will one day. Fight on, big dog. Hey, fight on. Michigan and Notre Dame, hey, they are looking lost in the sauce. I'm going, should be a great game. Hopefully we can play new players. Absolutely. That's one of the things that I want to see. Big Brandon, come on, tap in, bro, if you want to. I'll set that link there. Tap in, brother, tap in. Hey, but look, hey, thank you for the light. Oh, yeah, I want to play new players too, man. I want to see, I told you guys last week some of the things that I was excited about, like guys like Tristan Pierce, who was absolutely having a ball in the game, flying around, playing on special teams. I want to see him get in at safety. I want to see Zion Branch get in at safety. I want to see our younger guys, Marquise Gallegos, Jarvis Boatwright. I want to see all of our guys that normally wouldn't play. I want to see even Michael Benuelas. I want to see how he looks at the tackle spot. I just want to see these guys get in. Please, like I'm looking at this game now. Please, let's don't keep it close like some of these other teams, because these teams right now, I mean, the identity right now of some of these teams compared to what we normally would see, they've changed the game. I mean, college football is no longer the way it was. Listen, everything has flipped. The script has flipped. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. USC's in it to win it, and I think it's straight up go time. Fight on, bro. Fight on, my man, all the way from Louisiana, the boot. Fight on, man. Much love, much love. I want to see Elijah Newbay. I want to see Desmond Stevens. There's some guys that I want to absolutely see, man. Being at this game and starting at 8 o'clock, man, I'm not sure. I'll see. Just depending on what time. I got to go to church tomorrow. I don't want to be lost in the sauce. I'd rather be in trouble with you guys than be in trouble with the Lord. So I don't know. I'll see what time it is, but I got to get up and go to church. I wish, you know what? I don't even understand why they playing this game at 8 o'clock. I don't get it. I mean, I thought we were going to do away with this when we came over to the Big Ten. Unbelievable. Let me see here. I got a text. Yeah, I got my first call coming in. Let's see. Right, what's the word, big dog? What's the word?
Man, it's a beautiful day out here today, man. Blessings to everybody that's follows USCJ and everything, man.
Absolutely.
So, man, I watched a few games today, man. Michigan looked lost in the sauce terribly.
Big time.
Penn State didn't even look that impressive, too.
To me, that's mind-boggling. When they played against Ball State, man, you know what I mean? Like, I think I'm changing it. I was 10-2. I'm changing it to 12-0. Straight up. I mean, I'm not even about to shortchange. That's why I say, Lord, forgive me. Lord, team, forgive me for saying 10-2. Because right now, I think we're the most balanced team right now that I've seen thus far. You feel me? So
I feel you 100%. I think we cannot get complacent. That's my only fear, is that if we get complacent, then we'll allow a team like the Utah State to walk on over us like how Penn State just got. Even though Penn State won, but to give 27 points
that's crazy.
to Bowling Green, that was crazy. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping that we got a lot of recruits out there tonight.
Oh my God, we got some dudes, man. We got big time dudes though.
Hitters, we got heavy hitters, so we cannot be complacent. That's not the sign of a championship team. So I already see what Penn State is gonna be, but we can't get complacent. That's not the SEC standard. And I'm just, I just want us to go out there, dominate, have some other guys get up on there. First half, let's just blow it out the water. And then come second half, put in on the reserve guys, let them get some shine. Let's see what they're going to be. I'm really looking forward to Desmond Stevens. Hopefully he get on the field tonight.
He's a baller, man. Him and Elijah Newby, I want to see both of them guys, man, see how they operate. I do want to see Rajon get in there because he's really kind of been, not being able to get in there, just giving it the new guys that came in. So I totally agree. But to your point that you was talking about being complacent, man, I think it is somewhat, I hate the game is late, but it is an advantage as far as just being able to see, like, look, man, we can't get lost in the sauce if you get caught slipping. You know what I mean? Because you look at all these other teams, they out there moving and grooving against these big time teams. It can happen to us. So I'm saying, look, like you say, let's stay focused, let's stay locked in, because look, Utah State, they got a quarterback that played against us, Bryson Barnes, that had success against us last year. Although we're different. And the little receiver, that little dude is fast, man. I don't know if you've seen him. Yeah, he fast. So we can't get caught slipping with him.
Not at all. And that's what separates. And then, what's so crazy? That's what separates Georgia from everybody, because they don't get complacent.
They smash. Yeah.
Yeah, they keep their foot on your neck, and that's where Lincoln Riley has to get that mentality in him. Hey, we got to keep our foot on these guys' necks, on their throat. We got to crush them out here, man. If you play like that the rest of the season, I ain't worried about no Ohio State. If we play like that,
me either. I'm not nobody.
They QB don't scare me. The only thing I know, their defense is gonna show up, but they offense don't scare me
at all. Not one offense.
Exactly. Yep. I think we can really make a run if we don't get complacent.
Yep. No, that's real talk. That's a great point. I'm 100% with you on that, man. And I think what I will say is that I do think our coaches, the defensive staff, just their whole character, their mentality, their makeup. You know what I mean? I think that especially Coach Henderson, I don't think they're gonna let the foot off the gas, man. I think they're gonna keep them dudes locked in. They understand the mission right now. The mission is right now, USC has a great opportunity to really, really go all the way. You know what I mean? So I think they get it.
I just want to ask you one question after, and then I'm gonna jump off because I got a little date, man. So I got to So this is my question. Right now, like Deanton Lynn, our staff is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
I've been hearing chatter like that, man. Deanton Lynn's getting a lot of eyes and everything. Hypothetically, we know there's a chance he's gonna leave one day. But if we do, on our defensive staff, who would you like to see take the place of him? Somebody like Henderson, Doug Bell, or Matt Ince?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I know Doug Bell, he's had the experience being at Houston as the defensive coordinator. However, in my opinion, this is just me, and I like Coach Eric Henderson as well, what he does, but he's never been a coordinator. But when you're talking about Matt Ince, not only has he been the commander-in-chief as a whole head coach, when you're talking about North Dakota State, Division 1 AA championship, he was actually a defensive coordinator at Northern Illinois, which is putting hands on Notre Dame right now. You feel what I'm saying? So I would say I think he's like built for that right now. I think he's already. If you ever listen to him in the press conference, I think he's that dude, man. He carries himself like a coach already, like a head coach, really. To be honest with you, But I would say Matt Ince. I think he could do it and be good.
I think so too, and I think he can learn some of that that Baltimore Ravens defensive scheme, especially from Lynn and everything.
Yeah,
So, and
yeah,
we can just slide him in, and he can just keep this thing rolling.
yeah.
'Cause we all know they all gonna go one day, and I ain't looking forward to it. But before they go, we got to win something. We got to go out there and we got to lay that wood.
They too good not to win, man. They
Yeah,
too good, man.
yeah.
So I'm
But
with you on that 100%.
I got love for you, USCJ. I'm always tap in and keep doing your thing, brother.
Hey, likewise, big dog. I appreciate you, man. Hey, don't disappoint that date, man.
Oh, no, hell no.
Hey,
Somebody
tell her,
got to get
hey,
to the line.
hey, tell her fight on, man.
Always. All
All
right,
right, big
brother.
dog. All right, take it easy. All right. So look, man. Hey, those who want to tap in, tap in. Let's talk about this. It's go time, man, and we're expecting big things. We don't want to be lost in the sauce. Thanks for the great USC coverage. Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Hey, what's up, family? Yeah, man, they looking a little lost in the sauce right now, man. And it's just, but I'm not going to be overly excited right now. I don't want to be overly confident. I want to do like what me and my man was talking about. Take it one day at a time, one game at a time, and really just focus on that. Because, hey, look, anybody could get got, but as long as we keep rally the troops and keep the troops focused, I believe that USC is going to be straight. Yeah, Michigan look crazy though, man. I totally agree. Northern Illinois, it's crazy. Like where is all this coming from? All this stuff is incredible. Man, Michigan and Penn State really don't look that good. They don't, man. I think, these guys that make these projections every year, they are so long. Everybody's high on Penn State right now. And, it's curious if we win, even though Penn State won 34 to 27, I'm curious to see how this is going to work out as far as if they move down or not. There was a great point. Who was I talking to? Oh, Michael Benuela's father. He made a great point when USC moved down. Well, no. When these other teams moved down like the way USC did last year. You guys know USC moved down, and I was hot when they moved down, but rightfully so, because we were really, it was just a matter of time before somebody knocked us off. Like we were hanging on by a thread. And but they moved us down once even though we won. I wonder if these other teams, like, we know Michigan's gonna move down, but will Penn State move down? Like, will USC jump a team like Penn State just because of being a more balanced team? Listen, not one of these teams that I've seen so far, except Michigan, has faced a team like LSU. LSU, let me tell you something about LSU. LSU is not a bad team at all. LSU is they got ballers on there. And most of these teams that we've seen, I'm telling you, LSU will beat them. I really look for LSU to do some things. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But right now, I'm telling you, what I see with LSU, let me put this link back in the chat for those who want to come on. You guys can tap in with me. Come on in. I put the link in the chat right now for those who want to come in and chime in and see what's up. But I'm looking for LSU to really do some things. And I wasn't big on it in the beginning as far as just continue to play these teams in the beginning, but now it's actually going to pay off. And coincidentally, oddly enough, I watched the LSU podcast, and they said that they're not feeling these games no more, playing these big games. They basically said that other teams in their conference is not doing it. So that's kind of what they were saying about it. Big B, what's the word, big dog?
What's going on with you, Jay?
Man, what's the word, man? Talk to me, man. College football is crazy right now.
Yeah, it is. I'm ready for this game. One thing I don't want us to do, like you said earlier, is to come out and take this team for granted and not be focused. We need to be focused, like we were last week. Last week, I saw a great amount of focus, from the guys, and I'm a true believer that the team takes on the identity of the head coach. And
Absolutely.
What really surprised me last week was typically you would see, in a situation like we were, you would see a kneel down and then a field goal attempt. I think it was only like 13 seconds left or something like that.
Yeah,
15 seconds left, and Riley lined up and ran that ball. Riley lined up and ran the ball, and that was definitely a change. I noticed that, and I meant to mention that on last week. I just forgot about it because I was caught up in and how big that game was and how big of a win was, and I
Yeah,
would bode well for recruiting. But I said when the next time I get a chance to get on your live, I was going to mention that
that's a
again.
great point, though.
The team is going to take on the identity of their coach. So when
Absolutely,
he switched over, when he said he was going to make some changes on the defense, he also made some changes philosophically on the offensive end as well. Like I said,
absolutely.
typically, you'll see a situation where we would kneel down and put everything on that field goal kicker. He didn't. He took it into his own hands. He said, "Hey, look, we're gonna run this ball right up that middle," and that's what he did.
Absolutely, and I totally agree with you. And that gave our offensive line some confidence. Because when
Mm-hmm.
they successful, because if the run game is successful, the offensive line is successful, and
Right.
as a result, they see that the coaches is trusting the process as well, and now they can trust the coaches. Everybody, like, if there's so many storylines from this game that we could take as far as a whole, man. And I believe to your point, our defensive players are going to take on the mentality of like a Eric Henderson in particular,
Right.
just given the
Right.
fact that you could tell, man, like they were not like this last year. They
At all.
tackled,
At all.
they played physical. I mean, they attack people. Like, I really believe with all my heart that Eric Henderson has got his hands on a lot of these guys, man. And just
Henderson,
yeah,
and the linebacker coach Matt Ince.
absolutely,
You could tell he got that tough nose mentality as well.
yeah,
So I'm looking for this game. I'm looking for the offense to come out and execute for us to run the ball to establish, the run behind those big offensive linemen. But I'm looking for a lot of those younger guys to get in, like you said, the Desmond Stevens, the Elijah Newbies, and the Cam Fountains. I want to see Cam Fountain get some burn too.
yeah, because there was a lot of guys. And hopefully, we got some guys that didn't travel. They only gonna travel so many guys. But my boy, he was downtown LA, and
Mhm.
he was down there with a couple of players, man. And some of them didn't travel, but hopefully we'll see some of the guys, the freshmen that did travel. But then some of them, you just kind of want to be able to use a game like this. We don't want it to be too close to where we can't use a game like this to really let our other guys shine. And I think
Right, to
that's the
develop
biggest
some
thing, man.
talent.
Yeah, just develop these guys, getting in there, getting
Right.
their feet wet, and get some of this experience, man. So
It depends on whether or not they let. I'm telling you like this: Utah State, they're gonna come out with some trick plays. They're gonna throw everything they got
yeah,
at USC, and so the defense is gonna have to be disciplined. We're gonna have to take care of the ball, but if we can do those things and stay focused, I can see USC winning 52-17, 50,
yeah,
54,
yeah,
54-17, 54-17, somewhere around
yeah.
up in there.
I think
Yeah.
LSU scored 20 points. So you saying they scored
Mhm.
17?
Well, the reason why I say that is they're gonna throw some trick plays out there, and they got some speed and at some key positions, like you said, that wide receiver,
Man, that
that
dude is
running back, and
fast.
then
Yeah,
that quarterback will take off running. So again, our defensive ends are gonna have to hold on because I'm sure they're gonna run some RPO, and they didn't show everything that they want to run in that game that they played on last week. I can't remember who they played, but I think that they definitely gonna throw the kitchen sink at
yeah.
Lynn. We're gonna have to smother them. As a matter of fact, while those ends, those rush ends and those defensive ends, they're gonna have to
We're
really,
gonna find out if it's different from last
yeah,
year for sure.
right, right.
Yeah,
So they're gonna have to really smother down almost like a boa constrictor, close them in and force everything to the inside. We cannot let that speed get on the outside side,
no,
especially that quarterback, because that quarterback is what actually killed us in that game last year against Utah. He
yeah,
beat us. Of course, we had some penalties that costed us, that gave them, those yards to kick that field goal, which pretty much ended that game against Utah last year. But, we definitely going to have to be very disciplined and not allow that wide receiver or that quarterback to get to the outside.
absolutely. And if we do that, we focus on doing that. That was the big issue last year. Not sealing the edge. And I believe
Right.
if we could really seal this edge and show that we can do it, that's kind of like the last, I would say, the last part that we really,
Mm-hmm.
as far as seeing our defense, because we saw what the secondary could do. We
Right.
saw what the guys, what they could do in the run game, because I mean, pretty much they held them in check for the most part. But sealing the edge, man, that's a big part of especially when you talk about a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, the first two quarters are going to be very key. If we can get up big, we can get some more experience in for the backup offensive linemen the backup center. This is going to be a long, brutal season. We're in the Big Ten. We're playing a lot of physical teams that's big up front. So we need to develop develop as many players as we can. Like I said, along that offensive line, I'm not too worried about the defense. I think the defense is going to be fine. I'm more so concerned about the offensive line, especially the right side and the center at the center position. Who can we get, to come in this game and really get some meaningful snaps? And Maeva, I want to see Maeva get some. I want to see him get some series in too.
Yeah,
if he can play,
that's another one. Yeah,
if he can play the entire fourth quarter, if he can play the entire fourth quarter, I think it's going to bode well. The good thing about Riley is he is a mastermind at what he does. He developed, a system that worked for Miller Moss, but he also got that RPO in his back pocket for Jaden Maava, which is typically what he ran for Caleb. But I think those are going to be the most important thing: getting in some reps for the backup offensive lineman and for Maava.
Yeah, man, I got a question real quick before you get up out of here. I saw this stat. Let me see if I can pull it up. It's in reference to Miller Moss, and I'm really, let me see if I can find it here. I'm really wondering, when you're talking about Miller Moss, if we really understand how good he really is performing right now. When you're talking about USC most pass yards in one season opener. They had Cody Kessler against Fresno State with 394. You had in 2020 Keaton Slovis against Arizona State at 381. Miller Moss comes in at third against LSU with 378. And then Matt Barkley against Virginia, 338. And then Matt Liner against Hawaii. But when you look at all those teams, Miller did it against a Louisville team that was really ranked in the top 15. And then he did it against a big time team like LSU. Like, this dude really, are we underrating him? Like, I know we used to him, but do we really understand like how?
Yeah, I think he's very underrated. I think he's very underrated when you look at the quarterback history, simply because we haven't seen much of him. One thing I noticed about a lot of his throws, he does a great job of throwing into windows.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? And throwing the receiver open.
Tight windows, though.
Right. Tight windows, and knowing where his receivers are going to be or what, and his receivers are doing a great job so far of being where they're supposed to be. One thing I will go back to is that play that he threw to Jacoby Lane. I want to say it was almost like a post route, but Jacoby Lane hadn't got it. It was the fourth quarter play that was on the last drive. And he had that heat coming down on him, and I want to say it was on the right side of the right hash, the right side of the field. And Jacoby Lane cut in, he threw it right to that window, and Jacoby Lane was where he's supposed to be at. That's what led to that run, which eventually led to that pass to Kyron Hudson-Well, which that was a cover 2 defense. And he got the ball up and got it down, dropped it right into that zone where it's supposed to be. So I think he has great chemistry with his receivers, but most importantly, he's trusting what Lincoln Riley is calling.
That's the biggest thing, man.
He's trusting what Lincoln Riley is calling.
I don't think he's even attempting to change it at the line.
Right,
I think
He's not. Yeah.
I think he's rolling it. Yeah.
I think Caleb had the leeway to do a lot of audibles at the line, and it was deservedly so. He had won a Heisman. He had been in our offense for 3 years. So he got a lot of leeway at doing a lot of audibles at the line. Sometimes it worked out. If you notice that more so, it worked out in the first year than it did in the second year. I think more so. I think Riley gave Caleb more so the leeway in his third year versus his second year. I think he went a lot off script, and because of his talent, you can't take that away from him. He was proven. Well, Miller Moss doesn't have the same, athleticism as Caleb Williams, so he pretty much has to stand back there and take a lot of the heat, and he does a great job with throwing the ball away when he doesn't have anything open. So I think Miller Moss is very underrated, but we hadn't really seen a lot of tape on him, and a lot of teams hadn't seen a lot of tape on Miller Moss. We got pretty much 2 games under his belt, but before then, we didn't see a lot of tape on Miller Moss.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man.
Yeah.
As far as Garrett Nussmeier, where do you rate him at?
He's better than what I thought he was going to be.
I think that's a really good team, man. I know a lot of people.
Yeah,
I think that's a good team.
Well, my problem with that is, with a lot of SEC fans, the team wasn't garbage until after they lost to USC.
Man, they
then
good,
all of a
man.
sudden,
I'm telling you, that is a good football team.
It's a good physical football team, and you have to remember, LSU was pretty much in the same situation we were in. Yep. They lost a Heisman Trophy quarterback. Nussmeier got a lot of time in that. He got his chance to start in that bowl game, say William Miller Moss did. So they pretty much were on even footing. It's just that I think that Moss is a better cerebral quarterback than Nussmeier is. I think Nussmeier has, he's the prototypical from a size standpoint of an NFL quarterback. Miller Moss is somewhat a little bit smaller. I think he'll grow into his body. He'll get stronger. But I think we have the better of the two quarterbacks. But Nussmeier is no slouch, and LSU is going to beat a lot of people. A lot of people are underestimating them because they lost to us, and they, SEC, obviously, they've been on top for a long time, but it's basically due to maybe two teams. Unless you got that novelty championship with Coach O. But for the most part, it's only been two teams. That's Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah. And LSU's always they always going to be competitive.
Yeah. And they're always going to be competitive.
Yeah. They're
always going to be competitive.
Absolutely.
So,
I think
they're
that's
a good team.
As far as the quarterback, and I'm going to let you go. As far as the quarterbacks that we face this season, I really feel like after looking at these guys now, I kind of feel like Nussmeier may be the best one that we may face this year. When I look at Penn State, you could give him a little bit of benefit of doubt. Michigan quarterback, they are absolutely lost in the sauce. I mean, I watched
the Michigan game. I hadn't seen the Penn State game, and I watched some of that Maryland game. Now, Michigan, they definitely, are lacking at the quarterback position. Maryland is pretty much the same way. Maryland quarterback reminds me of this guy that we're going to face today. As far as Wisconsin, no, I hadn't seen them.
Van Dyke.
UCLA, no. Notre Dame, we got, there's some tape on him, but do they scare me? No. So again, I know you had given a prediction you would change yours to 12-0. I'm still sticking with 11-1.
Yeah.
I think that at some point, maybe on the road, we might have a slip up, and I'm still saying that Maryland game. For some reason, that Maryland game is sticking with me. I think we played Minnesota, but Minnesota doesn't really scare me because I think we got them at home, if I'm not mistaken.
No. I think we
got them on the road.
We got Wisconsin at home. We got Rutgers at home. We got Penn State at home, and I think Maryland. I think Minnesota. I think those are away. We got Notre Dame at home as well. Yeah.
For some reason, that Maryland game is still sticking with me on the road. We got Washington on the road too, right?
Yeah. Now that
Washington doesn't look strong either.
They don't look. They played a little Weber State last week, but that little running back.
They're playing right now. I thought they were playing right now.
I got to turn it on. I hadn't even seen that.
I think they're playing right now.
Okay, I just got home. I had broke my phone. I had to go get my phone fixed, screen fixed. So I've kind of been out of the loop. And then I watched a couple things at the gym, man, especially that Michigan-Texas game, man. But it's wild what we're seeing, man. But hey, man, we expecting some big things, man. I appreciate you tapping in, my brother. I don't know. I told everybody, I gotta go to church in the morning, man. This game, I don't know why it's coming on at 8 o'clock, but hey.
Yeah, I know. I'm Central Time, so it'll be 10 o'clock here. So that'll put me up to close to maybe 2 o'clock in the morning by the time it goes.
So I said that. I don't know if I'm I'll see. I'll weigh it out, see how I'm feeling. I may come back and do a preview tomorrow, man. I'll see. That's kind of
a recap on it. You're gonna do a recap on it tomorrow?
Yeah, not a preview, but a recap. Yeah, so I may end up doing that tomorrow, just depending on how I'm feeling. So, so yeah, man. I appreciate you tapping in, fam.
I appreciate you, man. And fight on, all right?
Fight on, my man. Fight on. All right. So look, man, we're talking about, and I'm gonna take a couple of more of those who want to come in. We're talking about we're talking about somebody else is trying to come in here. We're talking about USC versus Utah State, and then we're talking about the landscape of college football. Forgive yourself, Jay. The other USC YouTube channel. Oh, let me read it. Forgive yourself, Jay. The other USC YouTube channels were saying, yeah, they. Hey, you know what? I was 10-2 in the beginning, and one of the things that I always said, you cannot, when you factor in this thing in, you got to factor in that Deion Led changed the team from 89th overall total defense to number 10 total defense in the country. If you don't factor that in, you're not doing yourself any justice by making your prediction. And so I factored all that stuff in, and I factored in with the talent that we had. Yes, we had Alex Grinch 2 years in a row. And for those who are coming on and say that Lincoln Riley, I said this yesterday in the video, Lincoln Riley never should have kept Alex Grinch. Listen, I really believe this with all my heart. I believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe that you go through trials and tribulations. I believe that doors open up as a result of trials and tribulations. And I believe that if Lincoln Riley did not keep Alex Grinch for that one extra year, we would not have this whole staff. I believe that we wouldn't have played against LSU the way we played against them. We would have been lost in the sauce. Deion Lynn might have not been available. Eric Henderson might have not been available. Different coaches might have not been available. Matt Inch might have not been available. So, look, we got to think of it like that. Rashad Day, what's the word? Yeah, absolutely, man. Straight up struggling. What's the word? Utah State played what was close to a division. Yeah, they played Robert Morris. But still, I am not taking them. I'm not taking, I got, if you want to call it PTSD, whatever you want to call it, anxiety from last year. We played against some of these teams, and to watch some of these teams just run all over us, it was absurd. It was crazy. So I'm not taking none of them for granted. So, and that's kind of the way I roll with it. We need to stay healthy. Absolutely. That's why I want to see some of these second string guys get in and move and groove. You are the Lord's, and hey, I appreciate you, my man. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. I am anointed and appointed, man, for such a time as this. I live in Georgia. The game starts at 11 p.m. I have to get up for. Hey, I gotta go to church. You know what? They said I thought when we were going to the Big Ten that it wasn't supposed to be like this. I just don't understand it. I'm gonna do my recap tomorrow. I live in the West Coast. I hate these. Everybody hates these late games. I mean, come on. Just like I thought, Michigan doesn't have enough. Look, you know what's crazy is you guys remember in the beginning of the season. Well, when I was going through the schedule, I said Michigan had the most players, 18 players that were drafted. They had the most players go in the draft. I didn't see it. I did not see how Michigan was still going to be the same potent team. Everybody said, oh, well, they had all this depth. But you guys know it took Jim Harbaugh like 7 years to get to where he was at, right? The past couple of years, he beat Ohio State. Prior to that, he was having issues. They were having issues. So for everybody to think that they could lose all that talent and think they're still going to be effective, look, man, I mean, come on. That's crazy. Now, either Michigan is not that good or Texas is extremely good. It's got to be one of the two. It can't be in between. Yeah, I want to see Cam Fountain too, man. I definitely want to see him. I want to see David Peavy. There's a couple guys, some holdouts from last year that we hadn't really, those 2023 class that we haven't seen. David Peavy. I want to see Sam Green. I want to see, there's a couple of guys, man. I want to see Solo do his thing. Multiple guys. Penn State did not look good. Yeah, they didn't. They looked absolutely lost in the sauce. Yes, I want to see Cam as well. Let me get to some of these super chats. USCJ, could we see another USC and hey, you know what? You know they cheated us, right? They absolutely cheated us, and they should have never. They had no business. Vince Young knee was down, and I'll never forget that. Let me take this call real quick. What's up, family? What's up?
What's going on, big dog?
What's the word?
Man, I can't call it. You definitely right, man. I mean, Texas is decent, but Michigan just not that great of a team. Too many starters gone offensively. The quarterback, they have bad quarterback play.
Man, I've seen the quarterback for Michigan overthrow a ball like the dude was wide open. I know you seen that when he's coming across the field. Like,
Oh yeah.
how do you? And this is what it's weird because how does Michigan recruit quarterbacks? You see, like USC, they recruit. I mean, exceptionally well. Even Miller Moss, sitting there on the roster. This thing, Jackson Dart, Miller Moss, Keaton Slovis, all these guys were on the roster all at one time. I mean, how many places have an opportunity, even in our so-called down year? We still had big-time ballers, man.
Same thing like at Florida State. Same question. How you not have a quarterback in waiting?
It doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
I mean, Michigan, man, they really look like they having some quarterback. And then you're talking about, okay, it's one thing to have quarterback problems, but it's another thing when you have a defense like D'Anton Lynn that can really mix you up and really confuse you. And you already having problems. You're trying to get accuracy down, but now you got to try to see where these guys, the blitz are coming from. Man, that could really be a problem, man, and really work in our benefit.
Right. And I put more of the ownership on Michigan having bad offense than more that Texas is just really good, for the simple fact I seen this last week when Michigan played Fresno State. He struggled against Fresno State. That's why the game was close until to the end. I was like, oh man, Michigan ain't got it. Yeah, they gonna struggle this year. I mean, even Penn State struggled today with Bowling Green.
Man, that was so crazy. I was watching that at the gym. That was wild to see that, man. And it looked like Bowling Green athletes might have been faster than Penn State. Would you agree?
That's exactly what it looked like. And the same with Michigan today. They looked slow, and Bowling Green was eating them up through the air.
Yeah,
they could not defend Bowling Green wide receivers. And what's even crazier, I'm sitting here looking at this number 5 Notre Dame. They losing to Northern Illinois.
To your point, this is what I want to know if they'll do. And I don't know if you were on here when I said that, but I want to know if they're going to bump some of these guys down like the way they bumped us down last year, even when we were winning. You remember we were winning,
right,
and they were still bumping us down? They better do the same thing, because these teams just don't look good. They don't look like they're good teams.
And the teams that we were barely beating were much better than the Bowling Green.
Yeah.
But I don't think they will. They're not going to do them like they did us.
No. Well, hopefully we'll at least the win that we have against LSU, I think that's carrying a whole lot of weight. And you see a lot of people all over the country talking about that. So I think we should be able to, if we come out and be dominant, we should come out and be able to skip some people. We definitely gonna skip Michigan. That's for sure.
We definitely gonna skip Michigan, but I don't see them skipping us past Penn State. They love Penn State.
Yeah, but
if the roles were switched, they would jump Penn State over us with the quickness.
Yeah, no doubt. Albert, happy birthday, man! Happy birthday. So would you downgrade Penn State from what you saw today?
I would put us over Penn State. We got a better quality win.
Yeah.
I mean, I was so upset this week watching. I try not to watch them guys because they don't actually watch film. They don't watch the games. But they were saying who had the best win of the weekend. Michigan and Florida, us over LSU, or who's the other team? It was another game. But I was like, it was easily us because Miami beat Florida, who was under 500. And it was another team that beat somebody under that had beat somebody under 500. And I'm like, we just beat a team that's had 10 wins the last 2 seasons, right? I mean, we the only ones that actually beat a ranked team. How that shouldn't even be up for discussion.
Right. Yeah, it should, man. I don't know how. I'm trying to pull up this game. What game is that? I'm trying to see if I can see Rutgers. Somebody said Rutgers is looking good. You guys know, Rutgers didn't look all that hot. They started pulling away. I think it was 44-7 against a lower level team. But Rutgers, I saw them play, I think it was against Ohio State last year, and I felt like they were somewhat of a team that you got to watch. I don't think you could just take your eyes off them and think, just like Maryland, I think Rutgers is – I'm trying to find out what channel is that game on right now. But, yeah, somebody said Rutgers looking solid. I wouldn't sleep on Rutgers at all.
Yeah, and they had I want to say they had like a top recruit class too. And I was like, how's Rutgers having this top recruiting class? So they had a good recruiting class as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, is this? I can't see the name on here. Is this Nico? This got to be Nico. Nico, he said, speak on how hockey YMCA is. should never be played. They're playing that YMCA song. I don't know why they play that song, man, in the Coliseum before and after the games. But yeah, it's out. Hey, it's outdated. Nico, you're right. I think that's Nico. I don't see your name on here for some reason, but I think that's your face. I think that's you. But shout out to Nico, man, if that's you. You're absolutely right, Nico. If Bowling Green can score 26, man, look, Penn State is in some trouble. I don't care what they say. They can say whatever they want to say. They can dress it up however they want to dress it up. If they smart, well, I'm not even going to say, well, I'll say it. If they smart, they would just go ahead and drop them below us, because if not, that's going to give us a more quality win, under our belt. Beat number 13, beat number whoever. But, hey, however they want to do it, any way they try to do it, we still going to win.
For sure, man. The big games, I feel like we're going to be up for. It's like you said, we just need to not let our guards down against one of these other teams, like a Rutgers or Wisconsin, or somebody that we know we should just go in there and beat.
Yeah, no doubt about it,
man. But I just feel like this team and this coaching staff got this team focused to where that's not going like where it's not going to happen, like where they not like I said, they on a mission. It just seemed, I had that feeling like we just on a mission this year, and we a team now, and everybody fighting for each other, working hard for each other. It feels different than I haven't felt since Pete Carroll time.
Man, it feels, and even though it's crazy. And to your point, even though we had Caleb Williams in the 2022 season, Jordan Addison, it didn't feel like this, bro. Like,
no, it didn't feel like a family. It didn't feel like it.
Yeah, it's no knock on anybody, because I know people will try to twist it around. But this feels different. It feels like this team is disciplined. Like you said, it feels like a family. And every time I think about it, that comment of Jacoby Covington continues to come up in my mind. We a team now. That's the only thing I could think about. And he's absolutely right. Fred says this. He says LSU would beat Michigan, Penn State, and Notre Dame. What you think? I think so.
I believe so.
LSU legit, man.
I ain't gonna say I believe so. I'm gonna say I know so. But people don't want to. People don't want to give LSU that credit because they don't want to give us that credit.
Yeah. And for us to go out there and do what we did, that's really saying a whole lot. But I really believe LSU's going to. I mean, look, Auburn's losing against Cal right now, right?
Yeah, it's 14-7.
Yeah, I need to turn that. What channel is that game on? Man, I'm not even watching.
ESPN 2.
Okay, that's on ESPN 2. I need to turn that game on.
I got a little setup on my TV so I can watch 4 things at once. So I'll be kind of peeping all of them.
You got that YouTube TV?
Nah, it's not YouTube TV. I got something called Swoop.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Man, Cal out here looking like LSU uniforms. That's crazy.
Yeah, man. And what's so crazy about it is, like, again, they don't want to give us no credit. I be having to turn them guys off sometimes, man, because they be getting on my nerves, man. But they still don't want to give us no credit. The whole week, it wasn't about the change and what's going on at USC. It was more about LSU failure and play calling. We have many penalties and this. They acting like we came out and played the best game that we can play, and they played their worst game when we had the same amount of mistakes they had.
Man,
we had a missed field goal, a drop touchdown, a penalty on the 2-yard line that took us back. We had to kick it, so we didn't even play. So give us our credit. We're a good team.
That guy Tim Brando, I wish I could have talked to him. I could have yelled at him. I don't know if you heard him. He was on a podcast, one of those bigger podcasts. I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, Brando works for CBS Sports, and he has the nerve to say that LSU, like you were saying, LSU did this wrong. And then he said USC's not, I don't think USC's as good as LSU. I want to say, are you crazy? Have you lost your mind?
He didn't watch the game, man.
What game did you watch?
That's what I'm saying. He didn't watch the game. That's what I'm saying. There's no way possible.
No. So yeah, bro. Like, I totally agree with you, man. But yeah. For now, it's Georgia State and then USC. Like I said, for now. Yeah. Well, yeah, man. So yeah, man. I appreciate you tapping in. And look, we look for big things tonight, man. I'm gonna grab me a bite to eat, man. Get myself ready to roll. And I want to try to catch this before everybody get up. We got almost 400 people in here, man. Everybody make sure they hit that like button, they hit that subscribe, they hit that share button. And get ready to rock and roll tonight, man. Get ready to see some festivities. Matt Barkley, I think he's supposed to be running out. What's that?
I said I'm gonna take me a little nap before these 7 o'clock games come on. You know the game won't be on at 10 o'clock my time tonight.
Yeah. Do that, man. Get your rest in, man, and get ready. It's gonna be go time, bro. So I appreciate you tapping in, big dog.
All right, fight on, brother.
Fight on, my man. Fight on. All right, man. So look, I'm about to get out of here, man. You guys hit me in the comments, man. You guys tell me what you think. Anybody else want to come in? Speak your piece, hold your piece. Let's see. USC just needs to take. Yeah, totally agree. Big dog, what's the word? What's the word, man? What's the word? I'm surprised you're not doing the show right now. That's my guy. Go over to his channel and like and subscribe. Hall of Fame College Football. He's an Oklahoma guy, but he's one of the only Oklahoma guys. I tap in with a couple of them though. All around. I can't remember the name of it. Hey, absolutely. Like, share, subscribe. I'm about to get out of here, man. I just want to tap in. Let's see. How much longer can Cam Rock? Man, look, this is his 18th year playing college football. It's unbelievable. Let me make sure I get all these before. The same thing that Texas did to Michigan, USC. I totally agree. I 100% agree. Hey, it's 12-0, man. I'm 12-0. I'm changing the game. I 12-0. The way, and I'm not just basing it on the LSU win. I'm basing it on what I'm seeing right now from this team. I'm basing it on how disciplined our team is right now. I am not going to shortchange these guys. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I had 10-2. I'm changed. I'm a fifth. All right, excuse me. Bear with me on that. My screen just kind of went out. Ohio State hasn't played anybody. I saw whose schedule was that? I saw Oklahoma. Let me pull up their schedule, man. Hall of Fame podcast. You guys ought to be ashamed of yourself. I saw this today. Oklahoma. Look who they play. Today they play Houston. Last week they played Temple. And then next week they play Tulane. Are you serious? Why is Oklahoma's schedule so terrible like that? And they talk about that's an SEC. They played Temple last week, beat them 51-3. Then they played Houston today. Then they played Tulane. Then they played Tennessee, Auburn. Auburn looking suspect. Then they played Texas. Texas is going to beat Oklahoma. I'm telling you that right now. Then they play South Carolina. Then they play Ole Miss. And then they play Maine. How in the world you play Maine? How's Oklahoma? And then you play Missouri. And then Alabama. How's Oklahoma playing? Look at all these bad teams that Oklahoma's playing. Maine, Tulane, Houston, and Temple. How is that possible? Who schedules that? Like, how can you do that? Unbelievable. I have seen it all. Absolutely. We just need to play our game and not worry about other games. I still say USC winning tonight. Again, yeah, absolutely. I like that score. 55-10. The SEC Chiefs every year. That schedule's weak. Slap happy? I can roll with that. I'm saying 12-0 right now, though. Thus far, we have the most impressive win in the Big. If we continue to improve, the Big is ours. I told you guys a while back, even though I said 10-2, I felt like we still going to the Big Ten Championship. I told you what the analytics said, the Matrix Analytics, that USC is against Ohio State. I guess y'all thought I was playing around. I was serious about that. USC is projected to play in the Big Ten Championship. So look, even if we lost against LSU, we would have still, because that's not a conference game. I want to see, I'm curious to see. Notre Dame is a dog fight. Yeah, it's crazy. I'm curious to see what happens with Oregon, because Oregon struggled with Idaho last week. I want to know how that's going to turn out. Boise State, little running back, that dude is a baller. Oregon might have some problems if they're not careful against Boise State. I'm still on 11-2, 11-1 too. I can't see which team. It's hard. Here's the thing. I said 10-2 because I felt like it would be some trip ups. But the more I look at this thing unfold, it's hard for me. I said, okay, maybe it's going to be Penn State. Then I said, no, it's at home. I had to do the process of elimination. Then I said, no, it's at home. It's no way. Then I said Notre Dame, maybe, because I know they're going to be physical. I know they're going to be. But then I had to eliminate that. I don't see us losing against Michigan. So everybody's saying the letdown, the trap game, maybe Maryland. I don't know. I don't see it. I mean, for right now, I don't see it. I'm saying 12-0. I could be wrong, but that's the way I'm feeling. That's not just a homer pick. That's just based on everybody that I've seen play thus far in the Big Ten. I cannot see us losing against a team like Penn State that just struggled with Ball State, 27-34. No knock on Ball State. These teams are, Michigan, that quarterback situation is very, very frail right now. It's unbelievable. Hey, thank you, Christian. I appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Absolutely right about Coach Lynn and Henry. Hey, appreciate you, big dog. 12-0, Jay, lost in that. Hey, listen, man. Your team, hey, thank you for the super chat. Your team don't have to play nobody, man. Tulane, really? Temple? What else did I say it was? Yes, I'm saying 12-0. I'm absolutely you go down that schedule and you tell me who else. I'm saying 12-0. Absolutely. And I'm sticking to that. I said 10-2. Hey, Tim, what's up, my man? What's up? Tim, if you want to tap in, man, come on and hit that link, man. You can come on in. Justin, this was actually one guy at recruiting site, and he's not even a USC fan, but that's a good story. I'm not sure what you referred to. Big Tim, what's the word? Listen, Hall of Fame podcast, Jason. I need you to tell me. I'm having a hard time as I go down the schedule. Tell me who? Who do we lose against? I just can't do it. Let me see. We cannot have one. You're right, man. You're right. It sucks. Texas is good. Hey, Texas is good, but Michigan is having some big time issues, man. Big time. Yeah, big time. Anthony, you're a Texas. You're a Texas. We expect for you to say that. I don't know. What did he say? What did he say about Texas? Georgia Tech. Yeah, I saw that too. So this whole thing is all jacked up, man. We just got to handle business. And honestly, and I'm not being a homer, I think we look like one of the best teams in college football right now. I never would have thought I would have been able to say that this early in the season, but I really believe that USC looks like the best team in college football. I'm serious. Let me scroll down and see. Bro, because they had Georgia and I don't listen. You can so you telling me, hold on, let me pull that up. And I got love for you, man. It ain't no disrespect. But you lost in the sauce for this one because we got Georgia. Let me pull up this schedule. You're an Oklahoma guy. Let me pull up this schedule real quick. Okay. Temple, Houston, Tulane, Tennessee, Auburn, Texas, South Carolina, Ole Miss, Maine. I don't see how. Missouri, Oklahoma. You don't play Georgia. Where you play Georgia at? I don't see Georgia on there because they had Georgia on the schedule and had the league. Oh, you said I didn't even see that part. Canceled. My bad. But still, Maine, come on. Y'all ain't playing Oregon. Listen, Oregon ain't nobody, bro. What is Oregon? They almost lost against Idaho last week. I'm not buying Oregon. I give Ohio State, but guess what? If we play Ohio State, we're gonna play them in the Pac-12 championship. I mean, the Big Ten championship. If we make it there, I like that score. That score, big dog, 49-9. Hey, that guy that guy is an Oklahoma fan, man. Don't pay him for work. He's an Oklahoma fan. I noticed that he says a lot of crazy. Notre Dame and Michigan are going to smack us. He always says us. Every time I see, I have identified you, my guy. I've identified you. I know you're not really a USC fan because I noticed every comment you make is very negative. Come out wherever you are. We know who you are. We identify you. We know exactly who you are. You're an Oklahoma fan acting like you're a USC fan. I need you to come out, take that mask off, man. Tell us who you really are. Texas, Texas ain't no joke, man. They ain't no joke. I've been denied. I've been behind. Hey, pausing. Just saw your shout out. Hey, man. Hey, fight on, Big Tim. So look, man. Hey, Tim. Hey, look. This guy was talking about. Hey, shout out to Jason. I got love for him, but he smashed Benny Wiley. Oh, Benny Wiley's this big. Listen, did we not look more physical and bigger than LSU? Benny Wiley, we got receipts for that. We got big time receipts for that. Let me get. Hey, Tim, I was battling. If you're watching this, I heard you last night, Tim. I was battling the same thing all week. That's why I was coughing on my podcast on Sunday. I have been lost in the sauce. I take those Rocola as well, man, cough drops. I'm just now getting better, man. That's why I've been coughing all week long. But I'm getting better. So yeah, I didn't want to say that on over here, but you said what you had. But hey, I was battling the same thing, my man. Same thing. But listen, I'm out of here. Wow, it's been an hour. I'm about to get out of here. Everybody stay blessed, man. I'm about to get out of here. Happy Saturday to everybody. USC still has the opportunity to really move and groove, man. Thank everybody for tapping in. This was just a pregame. You guys know I'm going to do that every week, pregame, and just do some call-ins. I want to hear everybody what they got to say. Thank everybody that called in today. I'm out of here. I'm about to go get me something to eat. Everybody stay blessed. Fight on, fight on, fight on.